Hello, this is my Marketing 123 Chapter 5 assignment, where we had to talk about a business that we would like to see created in Statesville or Mooresville, one of the two, and then what we would try and do to prospect that business for the prospecting. Starting off, the business that I would like to create would be some type of like performance shop, not necessarily like a full-on restoration shop. So there is a plethora of shops around the area like that where they do full ground up restorations on old classic cars. So that market I feel is kind of saturated, but part of the market that I feel is actually lacking is a all around speed shop, like just your normal. I wouldn't really call it normal, but your kind of more generic speed shop where customers bring their cars in to have wheels fitted or have small performance upgrades that also focus on new vehicles just as much as old vehicles. There are a couple that focus on like super high end stuff. Like you got like Detroit Speed that they do the restoration and stuff too, but they'll also do new vehicles, but they do like full $100,000 rebuilds and stuff like that. And there's a couple of places down in Charlotte to focus on German, Japanese, Italian exotic, stuff like that. So there used to be a shop around here, but they unfortunately went out of business, and I would kind of want to start a business in their spirit in a way, where they focused on the younger crowd. It was more of like a budget speed shop for where younger people could come that don't have $100,000 to spend. They only have $1,000 for coilovers or $2,000 for wheels and tires or something like that. Something that they work towards, but they don't really know how to do themselves. So that would be my business. On top of that, the way I would prospect it and how I would get my information out there along with my actual marketing, like my advertising and stuff like that. Businesses like that are very word of mouth. You can't really just, hey, here's this thing I do, because it is very unique. It's not like a specific product that we offer. It's a product service combination where we have suppliers that we get parts from for different vehicles. Every vehicle is different. We don't focus on just one manufacturer, stuff like that. So trying to prospect using like normal newspaper ads, billboards, TV commercials, stuff like that, it doesn't really work. It wouldn't be beneficial. So definitely word of mouth is going to be one of my strongest ways of prospecting, is just getting my name out there with clientele and letting the clientele sell my business for me. Now, as far as some other things that I would do is I would participate heavily in trade shows, as well as I would include like car shows, like your cars and coffees on Saturday mornings, and specific like charity events that happen during the weekends typically. I would bring 2 or 3 cars out that have my name on them that I've worked on or my company has worked on, and have maybe like a little booth. If they allow vendors to actually advertise, then I would actually have a booth with advertising information. If it's like Cars and Coffee where they don't let you advertise or stuff like that unless you're a sponsor, which you have to pay to sponsor. Then I would probably just have like 2 or 3 cars out there and just have a stack of business cards. And as people walk up and say, oh, that looks really cool, or oh, it's cool that you do work, be like, here's a card. Give us a call sometime, something like that. So that's probably would be like the bread and butter as far as getting my name out there and forcing people to recognize me beyond your word of mouth. Now, there are some other ways too, like I would have a very strong online social media presence, especially since my demographic clientele would be, or my clientele demographic, switch those words around. They're definitely going to be the younger crowds. They're going to be more up on the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, stuff like that. So maybe I would post pictures on Instagram of different clients' cars. Thank you to XYZ or at XYZ person for bringing their car by to have coilovers installed with a picture of the car with like a before and after or something like that. On TikTok, I would do like little promo videos of like different products that we're offering and different products that we can get a hold of. There's also an idea that I've learned in one of my other classes that when it comes to actual social media advertising, there's a certain, and there's a term that some people might not recognize this term, but there's a certain level of clout that comes from social media blasting. This is very counterintuitive to me, and it doesn't really make sense. And I probably wouldn't participate in it much, if at all. But there's a certain level of benefit to online drama for a business to have like minor beef with other businesses that do the same thing, or like if a customer tries to badmouth us and say, "Oh, we didn't do something," because we've come to a realization that customers aren't necessarily always right nowadays. Um, there's a certain level of profitability in a way, or advertising benefit from posting that stuff and be like, here's the conversations, here's what was said between everybody, here's the result, this is why this guy is a butthead. There's other words I could put there, but a butthead. But come see us. Kind of, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's actually very prevalent in the automotive industry, as well as having like friendly competition, especially if I have customers who are into like racing, drag strips, road course, stuff like that. Having friendly competitions with other shops around the area or around the state, or like if we race at like other racetracks in Georgia or Florida or wherever, having friendly competition like that. So that definitely gets your name out there and recognizability. And then finally, that kind of brings it to the final point and kind of full circle is to word of mouth. Is I would make sure that my product is selling itself. If I do have customers that are into racing and stuff like that, I would make sure that I have a small sticker or sponsorship or something. And hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you run my sticker on your car. And then if they go win a racing event, they do a little promo for me, promoting my shop or promoting my product or whatever. And that gets people interested in my brand. So that's kind of how I would do it. It's definitely more hands off than like cold calling people and some of the other prospecting, because it just doesn't work for this industry. If I try and call somebody, hey, I've got this promotion on race heads or something, no one, the chances that I'm going to be able to find one person who's interested are pretty slim. But if I just put all my information out on social media and be like, hey, I'm here, then people will come to me with their specific needs and questions and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. I think that's the best way to do it. Just to sum up real quick, it would definitely be word of mouth, trade shows, car shows, and just having my name on products that I've sold to customers or I've built for customers, and having the product sell itself for me. So, questions, comments, by all means, give me a shout. I'd like to hear your replies. And other than that, you'll have a great night. Thank you.